if I join a team of 50 people, we contribute 1,000 each. How much is that? Mm-hmm. Is that not 50,000? Mm-hmm. Has the student continued with the learning? Mm-hmm. Yes. So probably it's all about collaboration and teamwork.
Okay.
We will make sure, and someone will be proud once and say that so and so and so made me a good person. I really graduated.
Quite interesting. Yeah. Back to you, Madam Bertila. What are your 3 major agendas or manifestos? And we are very hopeful and we believe that the future is bright with the leaders that we are going to select in the oncoming elections. So, Mr. Ombasa Michael.
Yes.
I want to give an opportunity to give an opening statement. You should be brief and you should also be vivid so that the comrades can get to know you beyond a delegate aspirant.
All right.
Yeah.
So, first, I'm Michael Ombasa Nicodemus, student in Machakos University, second year. Mm-hmm. I take a course of education that is English and Literature. Mm-hmm. I'm an aspirant in the delegate seat of education. Mm-hmm. So I have that aspiration that in that seat, it's all that I'm thinking that I'll be serving people there.
All right.
So I also want to serve people, mm-hmm. not to lead people. Mm-hmm. I want to be a servant. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, Madam Bertila, I want you to tell us more about yourself. Beyond the delegate aspirant, what do you want the comrades to know more about yourself?
Thank you very much for this opportunity, Ian Teka.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm Bertila Nafula, a second year student at Machakos University, pursuing Bachelor of Education Art, majoring at English Literature. Mm-hmm. So what I'm aspiring to be a delegate of School of Education.
Yes.
And leadership is about making others feel better of your presence and making sure the impact lasts in your absence. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Back to you, Mr. Michael.
Yeah.
What drives your passion for leadership? Definitely, for you to make that decision to vie for this seat, you must have things that really motivates you. So, what really motivates you to be a leader?
All right. What majorly motivates me is that I want to be a voice, mm-hmm. and to serve through in a way that, let's say in the School of Education,
yes,
you may find a student, for instance, someone has no school fees and he or she wants to defer. So you see, these students has no way to air his or her opinions. So I want to be a bridge. So what makes me have that aspiration is to be a bridge between the student and the school. So I immediately want to be like a service bridge and serve people. That really inspires me and makes me of my aspiration.
Okay, back to you.
Yes.
Is there a point in time in life that you discovered that indeed you are a leader? Can you practically share to us so that we can know?
Right. I am a leader.
Okay.
Currently in Machakos University, I am the class representative of the students, that is second year's English and Literature.
Yes.
I lead them,
mm-hmm.
and I've been doing it since I stepped in Machakos University.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very happy when they drop the comments and they just drop their pinpoints that, young man, you have led us well. You have done a good job. We are proud of you. So that is a milestone, and I'm very proud of it. Okay. I can say it actually because I've led them, and I can feel whenever a student says that, thank you, be blessed, you have done good work today. Okay. I can feel that it's something profound to talk of.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Madam Bertila, is it that you want a position of power? What really motivates you to go for leadership?
What motivates me to become a leader,
yes,
is because everyone is born a leader. Mm-hmm. It depends on how you nurture the talent to become what you are.
Yes.
So what inspires me, it is because back in high school, mm-hmm. when I was in Form 4, I was a president. And also when I was chosen to come at Machakos University,
yes,
I saw this one as an opportunity. So first of all, I stood a small seat as a class rep. Mm-hmm. And then I decided that in that class rep seat, I will not only vie for that seat only. Mm-hmm. I will also inspire to be a delegate. And that's why I'm here, sitting here and asking for my people to support me.
Okay, quite interesting. I'm definitely aware that you have been given and entrusted with the mandate to elect the student council. What procedures and approach are you going to initiate or implement to ensure that we elect people that are going to be effective in leadership? Back to you, Mr. Michael.
Right. Now, given that mandate to elect them,
Yes.
for one, in my leadership skills, one thing I love most is a student-centered leadership. I am very proud that I can see a leader talking that I am with the students. All the opinions are from a student-centered perspective.
Okay.
So, if, for example, I'm choosing a school president, I'm in that position to elect and just pinpoint what so and so and so will be the school president. I look at the motive of the person. Is he or she just interested in propelling the students' leadership? Is he or she having that brain that I want to work for the students?
Yes.
So if a leader is student-centered, I'll be having no option other than to select that person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to you, Madam Bertila. What's your take on that? Definitely you've been given the mantle and you've also been entrusted to elect the student council. What procedures and what are you going to initiate to ensure that we are going to elect the effective leaders of Machakos University?
First of all, I will listen to the manifestos and see the strong ones and who has power.
Okay.
That's what I will use.
Right. I want back to you, Mr. Michael.
Yes.
I would like you to give us your 3 major agendas that you will do for the School of Education and for the comrades, specifically for the School of Education.
Okay.
Yeah.
My first agenda is students' voice. That is my first agenda. How is it an agenda? As I said earlier, it's a bridge. I don't want any person or any student to say that I hate something that should be worked, that I was willing it should be worked on, and it was not well addressed. So I have that I want to be that voice, that speaker, to talk about what problem do you have? I'll have it sorted. So I want to be a student's voice. Number 2, I also want to impact the leadership. You know, some leaders enter into office and they just get out without even people realizing that they were leaders, simply because they did nothing impactful. So I want by the time I'm leaving in office, it's a time people say, really, we had a leader there.
Okay.
So, and lastly, what I want, I feel like it should be done to students, is this issue of students deferring. You know, it's very beautiful that a student has left his studies simply because of school fees in a whole setup and just goes home to stay there and we are learning. That really makes me feel very low. So I also want to work on that and make sure that all students study well and we all graduate.
Do you have a way that you're going to ensure that those students that are deferring maybe because of they are less fortunate, how are you going to solve that problem?
Right. That is a problem that is very simple. Remember, teamwork and collaboration can lead to success. What do I mean? The way as I am personally in my own capability, if I join a team of 50 people, we contribute 1,000 each. How much is that? Is that not 50,000? Has the student continued with the learning? Yes. So probably it's all about collaboration and teamwork.
Okay.
We will make sure, and someone will be proud once and say that so and so and so made me a good person. I really graduated.
Quite interesting. Yeah. Back to you, Madam Bertila. What are your 3 major agendas or manifestos, and how do you aim to implement for the School of Education?
That's a very good question. So the first thing that I'll do, I will listen. I will listen to their problems. What problems are they facing? And first of all, the other time when the results came, they were delayed. So I'll make sure the results will come early. And also the transcript is given on time. And also on the issue about the missing mark. You find many students they're doing their exam, but they're not given their marks. Why are we not given our marks? I've done my exam. Why my marks is not there? But when you go to the department, you are delayed, or you're also told that you're going to do for a retake. Why am I doing the retake? I've done my exam, I've done my Cat 1, I've done my Cat 2. Why am I doing the retake? So I'll make sure that issue I've put into considerate.
Okay.
And many other things that I've not said here.
Okay. You can as well top up on your agendas because I said three main agendas. Yeah.
The last one is about tournament. I will also focus on the tournament.
Okay.
That the School of Education is put into the front line. And also, like the other time of when we were at the tournament, there were some challenges. I will make sure I fight for my people.
Good. Back to you, Madam. Mr. Michael.
Yeah.
What will be your cornerstone in your tenure if elected as the school representative, that is of the School of Education? Primarily, what are your guiding principle or objective to ensure your effectiveness and also to deliver to the comrades? So you can tell us your main cornerstone in your tenure.
Right. My first cornerstone is integrity. That is my first cornerstone.
Okay.
Number 2, transparency. And 3, accountability.
All right.
When talking of integrity, I mean that in my leadership tenure, I'll make sure that integrity is a part that is played in my leadership. In a way that, let's say, for example, in the School of Education, we have bursaries. We also have these loans that students are being given. I don't want a scenario students are saying that they were bursaries and they were not equally shared amongst us. There was some sort of tribalism, there was some sort of favorism that I want to do away with it. Transparency and accountability. I don't want a scenario that as leaders, you are being mentioned that, young man, you were in the office and you just squandered and ate all the money. I don't want that to happen in my tenure.
Okay.
Integrity, transparency, and accountability.
All right.
Yeah.
What's your take on that? What will be your cornerstone during your tenure?
My cornerstone is integrity, humility, and accountable.
Okay.
I want to be accountable for everything I do. So even if I've not done something, it is okay you question me. Why have you not done that one? You're going the wrong way. Tell me. It is okay. It is because you have chosen me to serve you. So that's my cornerstone. Humility. I want to work with you people. You tell me where I should improve.
Okay. Well, talking of accountability, I've heard you all mentioning accountability.
Yes.
You can vividly tell us what steps are you going to take to ensure that you are accountable and you're also transparent in your role as a delegate?
First step that I will take is, accountability and transparency are one and the same thing. So, being accountable is being transparent. So, I'll be having that in a way that people are given reports. We had a bursary, a whole pot of 1 million. We shared to 30 students. They are here, you can read them. Maybe you can pin somewhere, you can see them. And if calculated, you can see that truly the 1 million was used well on a budgeted for. So about accountability, it deals with clearness, that transparency. Now you can see that I've done something. So in my tenure, what I'll do well is that I'll make sure a report is being filed after anything dealing with finances.
Okay.
We must have a report. This and this was done. Here's the report.
Okay.
Yes.
So what steps are you going to take to ensure available accountability and transparency during your leadership?
When you choose to be a leader, you're not supposed to be a leader. So when I'm in that position, I'm accountable. And everything I do, I'm not going to talk much about on accountable since I've talked about it.
Yeah. All right. Experience is the best teacher. This is your question, Mr. Michael.
Yes.
Experience is the best teacher. Can you give a practical example when you demonstrated leadership in a complicated predicament back in high school, back in your time in campus? You can just make us, you can make this scenario be so real and practical so that we can gain the confidence to elect you in.
Right. Back in my tenure, as I'm a leader actually, currently I'm leading the people of English and Literature. That's second year in Machakos University.
Yeah.
Now, in first year, when I had begun, that's it. I had a challenge. My first challenge was communication. Why was it a challenge? It was my challenge and my people's challenge. In a way that they could text me 200 people and they all want response in a minute. So I could struggle to make that communication effective. That was really something that caused a havoc and a peril to me. They even thought of impeaching me. Actually, I was to be impeached.
Okay.
So they had a meeting, they called the school congressman, and they had an opinion that get out. You should be away. So tell me, in the first year, we are at the tent, waiting for what? An impeachment. So it was something an anguish actually. But then, as they were reasoning, as they were doing that process of impeachment, they came to a resolution that no, but this guy serves us right. He's a leader. Let's be considerate of this and this and this. They themselves, and they posted me back and said, leaders, you are our leader. Continue leading us. So in that predicament, I realized that communication really is key in leadership.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Back to you. Can you give us an experience? I said earlier, experience is the best teacher. You can highlight one of your experience that you have had as a leader back then, so that we can gain the confidence to elect you in.
Experience is, first of all, is proving to the people. Because I've met, when I was talking to the other people, I met with one person, and this person told me, like, me, I'm not going to vote. You ask this person, why? Why are you not going to vote? Because I'm not believing in this election. So first of all, I think we should talk to the people and make sure when we get there, we don't disappoint our people. Yeah. So that challenge is also a challenge, because how we look on this person to verify. That is the challenge we are facing, because without these people, we are not going to get in that position, and we cannot have a school that has no ruling. Yeah. So first of all, it is when we are given that opportunity to serve, let us serve. Yeah.
Okay. Back to you, Mr. Michael.
Yes.
In the current regime, we have seen the new modus operandi of the new mode of dressing. What is your thoughts on that?
The mode of dressing.
Yes.
Right. According to me, I say one thing. Dressing is something that you should not even be told of. Are you getting my point? It's something that should come from intrinsically. You should just think of yourself and say, I should dress this way. So, and let me talk of, let's say, teachers. Now let me be specifically.
Okay.
A teacher is somebody who impacts our society. A teacher is somebody who just presents himself before what? Students. So assuming by today I'm on my skirt and on, let's say, a top that is just open, what impact will I cause to my students? It will not be a good impact.
Yeah.
Actually, they will think low of me, and they will think low of me actually. So the big point here is that dressing is something that should come intrinsically, without even somebody being told that dress this way. So my opinion is this, that people should dress well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your dressing good is not my dressing good. Simply because we tend to observe and obtain some qualities through osmosis.
Yes.
Basing with the fact that we are from different backgrounds. When you say that we should wear well because it comes intrinsically, then I beg to disagree, because we are from different backgrounds.
All right.
Yes.
No problem. Now let me explain it well so that you may get it in a good way. I mean this. Assuming today that you are invited to an interview or something, a professional job. You have learned for 5 years and now it's your day. It's your day to show the papers. How will that person be dressed? You know, there's something that I want to say here in front of this audience. Every person has that cloth that is very important. Every person. Everyone has that cloth that is this one. I'll go with it to an interview. So dress that way. That cloth that you're saying, I'll take this to somewhere. It's something special. Dress. And in a way, let me motivate even my audience at the moment. Dressing well, in fact, it brings even wealth. Get it well. You know, wealth does not follow you when you're dressed shaggily, it does it. Dressing well, it brings organization in life. So it's something that we should even embrace it before even being told.
All right.
Yeah.
Back to you, Madam Bertila. I would like to hear your thoughts on that. We have heard the new models operandi, particularly in the change of our dressing. For example, we should not wear shorts. We should not get to school with Crocs. What's your thought on that?
I support in that because when you go in Rome, you do what Romans do. And me as a teacher, I'm forced to dress well. Like you can see here, I cannot come to this interview. I've worn a mini skirt. So it depends on how you are going. If it is cool, if they say that rules, you should follow. That is it.
All right, not point taken. We should appreciate decency.
Yeah.
All right, I'd like to ask about your leadership. How would you handle situations where comrades or students' interest conflicts with the school administration? Yes. So how are you going to handle such situations?
All right. That situation, such situations leads to what we call demos. Such situations, when we have disagreements, what is just being thought of is what we call demonstration, even in our country. But then, they can be well eliminated by what we call communication. In my leadership, what I want mostly to propel is communication. Disagreement without communication will lead to something appealing. But disagreement with communication will bring a negotiation which will yield fruits. So I'll handle it through intense communication.
Okay.
That will make now you have a problem. We use the negotiation method. Let's say student A has he has an issue that he or she needs it to be addressed, and the administration has its opinions over the issue. So it's to bring the two on board. Bring your issue, solve it, we move on. Yeah, so communication.
All right, I'd like also to get your leadership style. How will you handle situations where comrades' interests do not go hand in hand with the administration's interests?
First of all, you have to learn what are the interests. And after that, I will sit down and focus and see how am I going to deal with this issue. Even if I'm forced to bring a suggestion box, I will put the suggestion box there, and I will make sure the interests are put in that suggestion box, and I will read them one by one and make sure and put them down, and also I'll make sure I write them. I see what am I going to do, what am I not going to do. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
All right, back to you, Madam Bertila. If elected, what legacy would you like to leave behind as a student leader, and how do you plan to ensure that it lasts longer in the student council?
If I'm elected, what will I leave behind?
Yes, a legacy.
Legacy. What legacy will I leave behind? I want to leave a legacy whereby that this leader was chosen, did serve well the people. And also, I want to be in that position and make sure that I've left something behind. I don't want just to sit there and alikuwa tu hapo yaya alikuja tu akaenda because of his or her own interest. No, I don't want to be that person. I want to focus on the interest of others, not only on my perspective, but interest of others. I've been chosen to serve you. That's why that is my legacy that I will leave.
Okay. Mr. Michael,
yes.
Do you have this one thing that you want to be remembered for, that legacy that you like to leave behind as a student leader? And even after you have left it, how do you intend, or how do you plan to ensure that it lasts longer in the student council?
All right, I will use this example to say my legacy. When somebody is tending sheep, when he's leading them to a grazing area,
yes,
where is the position of that person? He comes from the back, and the sheep are where? In front. Are you seeing that? Now, I want to reverse it and say my legacy will be this way. I'll be in front, and the sheep will be at the back. So my legacy will be the front and front service. So I want it to be a legacy in a way that I lead people from the front, not from the back. I should not be telling people that, young men, we should contribute this, or we should do this and this. I'm not there. I've not done even a contribution. That is poor leadership. So I want a legacy of leading from the front. I'm there. I've said we should do this. You give me your opinion. We move while I'm at the front. So my simple legacy is service.
Okay.
That is what I want to leave in office.
All right.
And I yearn to be remembered of that.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that is good of you. A great vision needs great resources. Definitely, leadership is a very great vision that we ought to accept that. And before you earn that vision, it requires resources.
Yes.
How do you intend to maneuver through during the campaigns? You are just an ordinary comrade.
Yeah.
Where do you intend to get the money from to ensure that your campaigns are well?
All right. One, before I say about resources, I'll have to say one thing. We have always, as Kenyans, I just want to use the term Kenyan so that I can say this well. We have always had that habit of that. I give you money, you elect me. You see? I pay you, you elect me. You give me a position. But then, even before having that mind, that has brushed off good leaders.
Yes.
Because you may find someone without resources, but because the other person B has resources, he or she will enter the office instead of the other person that was left without what? Finances. But nevertheless, they say that in Swahili, mkono mtupu hufanya nini? Haulambi. That is what they say.
Yeah.
So I have my own project personally. Leadership, I began it back in high school, and what we call self-reliance, I began it back. I have my projects, so they can fund me fully. My projects. So I fund myself and do a good accommodation of my people. Yeah.
Okay, Madam Bertila, it is not about having the right ideas. We also need resources to ensure that the right ideas are put to life. How do you intend to source money from to ensure that you maneuver and navigate through your campaigns successfully?
Where I'm going to get my money from? First of all, leave that money aside. Friendship. Learn to make friendship with others, because when in terms of need, you are going to need those friends. So me, first of all, what I'm going to focus on is I'm going to focus on making friendship with others and making sure that that impact lasts. It's not going to be only that for political beneficial or anything else. And also, money pia inatakikana, sindo? And my source of income will be my parents. Why is it I'm saying that? Because as comrades, unaweza pata mtu ameverify, but that comrades is not able to vote. Huyo comrade atanipigia simu aniambie, kiongozi, nekeza data. I'll make sure that I've sent for that person the money and anipigie kura. Yeah, we will work on friendship, we'll work on money, as long as we make sure that we reach in the same thing.
Okay. Well, do you have a rough budget that you have in mind? Maybe you have done your research, that the amount of money that one needs for him or her to maneuver through the campaigns?
Right. Talking of budget, one thing I'll say is this. You can use even $1 million.
Okay.
It's all about how are you related with those people of yours and of the need. In this leadership, I'm a leader. I said that. It's not that I'm buying these votes, that I'll give you 500, bought that vote. The idea here is that I'm a leader, I'm a class rep. So in this class rep position, I've spent much money, not in giving people, but in serving people. What do I mean by this? As comrades, you may find people walking well, dressed well, they are just glittering in a good way, but the stomach is what? Is empty. So that money is not paying him or her to vote for me. That money is for sustenance. Are you seeing that?
Okay.
Now back to your question, I answer it. You said a rough estimate.
Yes.
I can't tell how much money I'll be using in my political race.
Okay.
What I'll say is this. Whenever a comrade in position, either I'm in position or not, as long as I'm capable to help that comrade, I will help him, whether in position or not. So I'll be using money to help comrades at whichever situation I am.
All right.
Are you getting that?
Okay.
Yeah.
That aside, in the student body, you all given opportunity to serve.
Yes.
You will be in the student body.
Yes.
How do you plan to address the issues of political polarization with and promote unity among the student body with different views? Definitely, you are going to encounter other delegates, other student council that will have different views. How do you plan and intend? That's not your question, it's your question, Madam Bertila. How do you plan to ensure that there is unity and reduce the rates of political polarization?
Okay, so what I'm going to do first is empower. I empower both men and women. First of all, when I was talking to some people, someone told me that this one is weak, is emotional. So I'll make sure I've empowered the men and women to believe that also us women, we can lead. Yeah, I don't want them to underestimate us or discriminate us that we cannot do this and this. We are women and we are empowered, and what a man can do, we can do better.
Well, that is your opinion. Mr. Michael,
Yes.
in the student body, how do you plan to address the issues of political polarization and promote unity among the students with different views?
Among the students or the students' body?
Well, this is my question. How are you going to ensure that there is unity among the students with different views? Yes.
All right. This even goes even to our country. As Kenyans, we may be having different opinions. And also in a school setup, there must be different opinions. And these opinions, what I'll do as a leader to make sure that I have created that good bridge is what we call opening forums where students raise their concerns. I don't want leadership that is so closed not to hear from the students in a way that we are in office, we are here, now get out, be out. You elected us, or your business was done with us, so be out. So I'll make sure there are forums. We just mingle, we just talk with the students, they give their opinions, then we work with them. So majorly, my manifesto here comes in a way that my agenda comes that every opinion or from my main decisions is from their opinion, the students who elected me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Michael, you have been in the student community for quite some time now.
Yes.
Have you been able to reach the current student leaders to ensure that they listen to you as the comrades? Maybe if you have had various issues. Right. Talking of you vying to be a delegate, you have been in the community as a student. How is this regime?
Okay, talking of this regime,
yes.
One thing I'll mention is this. As from the students' part and the regime, the connection they have been having with us in communication, at least it's not that quite impressive and not that low, not to be recommended. So, of this regime, talking of this regime, what I'll say is this: it needs to be enhanced. What we need is what enhancement. The leaders in office, they may have done work, yes, and they may have not done work, yes, but there is something they have achieved in their leadership tenure. So as a leader, what I'll do to make sure that I have that bridge is to communication. The communication gap should just be intense so that we bridge between students and student leaders.
All right, Madam Bertila, you've been in the student community for quite some time. What are the pressing issues facing the students of the School of Education? What do you think are the pressing issues? And you being elected as the school representative of education, how do you intend to solve the problems that the comrades are facing?
The pressing issues that I've had, first of all, is their voice. They feel like their voice are not heard. So that is the first thing. And also, the second thing is about education. Like, we can consider about the missing mark, delaying of the transcript, the department, things not running smoothly. those are the things, those are the pressing issues. And the thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on that and make sure I have an improvement on that.
Okay, being in the community as a student, have you had time to reach out to the current student leaders to ensure that some of the pressing issues are sorted before you get elected in, if given the opportunity?
Pardon?
This is my question. You have been in the student community for quite some time. You've had the pressing issue that the comrades are facing. Have you had time to address the current student leaders so that they can address the pressing issues before you get into your tenure?
Yes, I've been with them, I've talked with them, and they've done what they've been able. I've been with them, I've talked with them, and they've done what they're able to do. And also, when I get there, we'll talk with them and figure out what we'll do more.
All right. Mr. Michael.
Yes.
There are often external pressures on student leaders, maybe from the university administrators, from external politically. How do you plan to maintain integrity and make decisions that are best interest of the students rather than succumbing to the pressure?
Right. Succumbing to the pressure means that we as student leaders who are succumbing to the pressure are not united. When I meet 5 people who are in one pot, who have held hands together, there's no way I'll distract them. But when I meet the 5 people at different angles, I'll have to distract them. And either we'll have to succumb to the pressure. So my idea is this, by bringing that unity amongst now the student leaders that will be in office, and unity amongst students. So if we are united and we all have one voice, we won't succumb to any amount of pressure. So unity will help me to maneuver or pass through that, and not to succumb to the external pressure. Of course they are there, so I'll not succumb to them because I'm united here. We're in one pot. So having and sourcing our ideas from one pot will help me not to succumb to the pressure from the external maybe opinions or views.
Okay, I'll get back to you. Madam Bertila, definitely you being a student leader, you often and you are obligated to encounter external pressure, maybe from the university administrators, from the external political groups. So how do you intend to ensure that you are going to maintain your integrity and you're going to make best decision, best interest of the comrades of Machakos University?
What we are going to do, first of all, we are going to sit down and see where the problem is coming from.
Well, it's all right. Mr. Michael.
Yes.
This is your question, huh? Many comrades are increasingly indulging into drug and substance abuse. It is around Machakos University, to be specific. We have pubs everywhere, before, after, everywhere around the university. And this issue is majorly avoided and also ignored, and it is not so good. As a leader, what are your thoughts on the growing use of substance among the students? And given the opportunity to serve on the council, how do you envision the future regarding the substance abuse?
Well,
yeah.
Personally, as a student, given that opportunity to be into that serving position, what I'll do is, one, I will make sure the comrades, that is the students, are empowered. Their minds have that awareness. If for today I take liquor or I drink wine and I take bang, and I know definitely that what I'm taking is wrong, already you are empowered. So maybe it's due to ignorance you are doing that action that you are doing. So I'll be having that bridge of that. We inform them. The students are empowered. That is with the information. Make sure we have the banners saying that this and this and this. We have educators, we have mentors who will just teach them. Some people, maybe it's due to illiteracy, let me say. Some people take bang due to illiteracy, or they are not even an awareness. You don't know that bang is bad, you don't know. So somebody is taking bang because he's just knowing that this is a good drug. But in the real case, the drug is very harmful to his or her body, assuming that person was being told that whatever you're taking will affect your health. So he or she will have a different view and say that I should stop from.
Okay, besides illiteracy,
yes,
why do you think the youths are really indulging into drug and substance abuse?
All right. We also, I can say about stress leads to taking drugs. You know, as students maybe can be having stress of examination, can be having stress of school fees, can be having stress of maybe, let's say, is having pressure from home or having pressure from his or her friends who have succeeded before him or her. So that pressure can say that now that I have no option to do, let me take alcohol or let me take liquor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talking of addressing the issues,
yes,
I've heard you mentioned of the banners.
Yes.
Do you think the banners will help the comrades not take alcohol?
All right. It won't completely help. It's one of the methods that will be used. So banner will be there as a method. Education that is teaching will be there as a method, and also encouraging. You know, some of the behaviors. When I was young, I could eat soil, I could do some behavior, I could even go to the kitchen and take some vegetables. Do you know why I stopped that behavior? I did for quite some long time. But I stopped because I was being told, do not steal, do not steal, do not steal. So that ran into my mind as I grew and then saying, no, let me stop this. So it's information. Pass to them, they will be nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd also like to hear your thoughts on this. Back to you, Madam Bertila. Many comrades are increasingly indulging into drugs and substance abuse, yet this issue is often downplayed. What are your thoughts on the growing use of substance among the youth, and how are you going to ensure, as a leader, given that opportunity to lead the School of Education, how are you going to ensure that this issue is addressed so that we can obtain comrades who are okay after school?
As a leader, you should serve as an example.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create posters. As you can see, we don't have any posters of anything considering drugs. I'll make sure we have posters to create awareness and make sure these people are, not people, and make sure that we are educated as comrade. Yeah.
All right. That is awareness among the comrades to ensure that they reduce and they know the implications of using drugs and substance abuse.
Yes.
All right. I want us to conclude by you giving parting shots. I'll begin with you, Mr. Michael. Give a brief parting shot as you conclude.
Right. What I'll say to my audience and my good students is that I'm ready for the task. I'm ready to serve you, not to lead you. Given that position, I'll uphold integrity, honesty, credibility, accountability, and also transparency. So I'm glad and honored, and in my aspiration, what I tell you at the moment is that I'm the right person to be in that office and work for you. Thank you.
All right. Back to you. You can give a closing remark as we conclude this episode.
My people, my slogan, as I usually say, is Mbele iko sawa na Bertila Nafula for School of Education. So when you choose me, I'm not going to fail you. Yeah. So I'm asking you for support, and indeed, I know I'm able.
All right. Thank you so much for creating time to be here. Let the best candidate win. I wish you all well.
Thank you.
For my viewers, sir, we truly appreciate the fact that you've been here and you've also joined us for this insightful discussion that we've had with the aspirants of Delegates, that is School of Education. And it is all clear that our future lies in the hands of those leaders that have the mandate to ensure that we have change and we have progress. So we should not keep quiet whenever we have something to put out here. Let our voice get heard. Let us stay informed. Let us stay engaged. And remember that your vote will help in the shaping of our community. Your vote will help in the shaping of the direction of the School of Education and generally the school that is Machakos University. So thank you so much for your support. Once again, if this is your first time here in this channel, don't forget to click the subscribe button, like, share. See you next time.